Kirby Smart, more of an Ozark guy, could only make it through 2 episodes of Tiger King and said, you know what? To hell with this. Now, there's jokes to be made about LSU and Auburn, but you know what? Kirby Smart probably has the take of the year on this trash show. You've heard me continue to rail against this show. And what is it? Everybody wants to know, Carole, where's Don? Right? And her husband is a simp. And Joe Exotic comes off as some sort of chaotic figure that people are pulling for. Pulling for a dude that committed murder for hire, engages in polygamy, and abuses not only his staff, but the tigers and ligers that he claims to love. And then we got Kirby Smart, voice of reason, going, nah, man, I like prestige television. Give me the Ozarks. Give me Jason Bateman and this real dark, gritty story. Ozarks is a little bit tough for me right now. Like, I've been trying to work through it because it's just dark. It's just super dark. But you know what? I'm going to get through it and probably be better off for it. Because there's some literary implications underneath it, and there are things that we can learn from other people's empathy, sympathy, and emotions, and that's what fiction teaches us, right? One of the things that I love most about Greek philosophers and Greek plays is the understanding that not everybody is smart, and even the smartest among us can be swayed by emotion. Socrates in The Clouds by Aristophanes goes into the clouds so that he might see the world at a larger space and ends up knowing right at that moment, I'm an idiot. My head is in the clouds. I love that. We credit Socrates with things like the Socratic method and being the great philosopher. And even he can teach us something about feeling, emotion, and self-awareness. And self-awareness is a gift. And nobody on Tiger King had any of it. None. Zero. Zip. Narcissist in the extreme. And while we can say many things about Kirby Smart, his recruiting tactics might be a little bit dirty. His want and need to usurp Nick Saban means even going to try to not just poach his staff, but flip his commits as soon as possible. We can watch him and see that even that dude can look at Zach Evans and be like, and you know what? I don't want these problems. Like, you're too Georgia for Georgia, son. I can't do it. And I feel like that was Kirby Smart watching Tiger King. He saw Zach Evans all over again. He saw a show that reminded him of, okay, I get everybody else is raving about this. I'll give it my time. I'll even try to get engaged with it and see if I can do it. And what does he do? Throw it back. I release you of your letter of intent. I'm off to go watch Ozarks or Dejan Edwards, if you are of the Georgia fan variety, and you get where I'm going with that. And I'm just going to go back to doing me. Know your lane. Know what you like. There is no shame in putting down a show after you have figured out that show is not for you. There is no shame in backing off a recruit after you figured out for reasons that you can keep to yourself, that recruit is not for you, right? I mean, even for Oklahoma, a kiddo like Latrell Neville, who commits to Virginia Tech a couple days ago, OU backed off of him for reasons that they are keeping to themselves, right? Cool. Fine with it. You don't want a 6'3", 195-pound kid with a catch radius the size of a football field, width to width, sideline to sideline? Fine. You have your reasons. Kirby Smart doesn't want to engage in the one docuseries that everybody and their mama seem to enjoy except me and him. I could ride with that. You know, I'm the dude that didn't like The Sopranos, but it had more to do about how The Sopranos ended than how The Sopranos got done. And then you go read Difficult Men, which is the making of these sorts of shows and these prestige television shows like The Wire and The Sopranos, and finding out more about the men who make them. And you come to understand, oh, okay, cool. This show, in its being conceived, that person that conceived it, actually really smart. One of the geniuses of our time, artistically speaking. Same thing we can say of David Simon. One of the geniuses of our time, artistically speaking, right? Come out with some outstanding content, right? I implore you, if you have not watched The Wire, give it your time. Give it your energy. Roll through it. Then, roll straight into Treme. You're going to like it. You're going to enjoy it. I'm telling you. But to know what The Sopranos is to know what Tiger King is to some, right? You could see the directors and you could see the stitching of this together. These people are very smart and they knew exactly what they were getting into, and they found a way to continue to provide cliffhanger after cliffhanger after cliffhanger in this 7-episode series of this remarkable cast of characters. And that's before you even begin to talk about what kind of trash Doc Antle is and how they kind of gloss over the whole bit where my man has a harem, where my man has these women getting plastic surgery, living in stables, picking cockroaches off of bread, and that's how they come up. And you get to see these bombastic personalities. And you get to see how all of these people decided they wanted to say this stuff on camera. On camera. Like, there's a lot of things that you can do unto yourself that you don't want anybody to know about. I feel like anything associated with these Tigers is what you would not want anybody to know about. Kind of like your recruiting tactics. You only want people to see the sausage, not how the sausage is made. But these directors and these producers showed you how this sausage was being made. And you know what you find out? You don't feel real good about it, but you know also you're saying it ain't me. I feel better about myself having watched these people because I am not them. I am not this cavalier. I am not this idiotic. I am not any one of these things, right? Or the way that people feel about their recruits. Well, we dodged a bullet with that one. That's how people felt about Chris Robinson, right? Committed to Oklahoma in the 2017 class. Was supposed to usurp Austin Kendall in the 2016 class. Got kicked off the team. Now he's called Doogie Howser or Riff Raff, depending on how you feel about him on that given day. You feel better that he ended up at Florida Atlantic, right? I feel like that is how people are approaching Tiger King. They're not appreciating what it was to stitch this thing together. They're just going, can y'all believe this woman and her tiger prints? Can you believe this man and his Texas ball caps and his affinity for himself and himself alone? Okay? Can you believe the legion of people that would go down to his zoo so that they could pet tigers? Well, glad it ain't me. Kirby Smart just decided, you know what? Miss me with all of that. I'm going to go to the side on all of this. And I'm here for that. We've had a lot of that going around. We had a lot of that going around. Hey, stay in your house. Governor takes a selfie with his kids out at the restaurant. Hey, maybe we should just put football on pause. Mike Gundy saying, yo, we need to show up on May 1st, start testing people, get back to playing football to run money through this economy. And then Tiger King all preceded this. Didn't precede. I don't think it preceded the governor. But we've had just this run of things. But you know what? Let's focus on some positives. State of Oklahoma, gas, $1.42, $1.43, $1.40 in some places. I'm here for that. That's cool. Ain't going nowhere, which is why the gas price is at an all-time, or not all-time, but they're at a real low. You know, traffic, light. Ain't nobody got anywhere to go. All of that. I appreciate that. You know, I also appreciate there are folks doing good works every single day. Every single day. And I'm overjoyed by that. Okay?